GPU prices is finally starting to come back down after 18 months to 24 months of them being outrageously priced. We also have new GPUs coming out here in the next few months. Should you buy a new GPU or should you wait? You got a little bit of extra cash, maybe you got a bonus from your job, maybe you sold something, maybe you had a birthday recently, and it's on your mind if you should buy now or if you should wait for the next generation of GPUs to come out. What kind of prices on GPUs in the current market? Maybe that's on your mind. That's what we're going to cover in today's video. We're going to look at some prices, see what the current generation of graphics card prices look like here in late June of 2022. And we're going to, towards the end of the video, I'm going to also give you my opinion if I think you should wait or should you buy now. There will be timestamps in the description below. If there's a certain part of the video they jump to, you're more than welcome to do so. Some other links down that may interest you. Don't get the all that fun YouTube stuff on your way down that description box. Let's flip you over and we'll see what the graphics card prices look like. Alright guys, here we are on PC Port Picker. I like using PC Port Picker to get average prices on, say, computer components on the new market. They pull the prices from all the big chains. They just don't stick to one supplier. So it's pretty good place. And yes, I know PC Port Picker don't always find you the best deals because the deals don't last long. But this is a pretty good place, I believe, to get the average prices on the components and what the market's actually doing. Here we have the 6500 from AMD. This is about the lowest graphics card I'd recommend going for. This will get you into 1080p gaming on some of the less demanding titles at a reasonable frame rate. I wouldn't try these with AAA titles if you want a good frame rate. But they are going below the MSRP. They are going for about $180, $190, up to $200, and so on and so forth. And of course, if you want one of the better models, you're going to have to pay a little bit better prices for them. Next, we have the 6600 here, which these are aimed at 1080p, even with AAA titles. You can get decent frame rates with the 6600 at 1080p, even on AAA titles. So you're going to have to pay a little bit more than you would for the 6500. In today's market, they're going for about $300, and of course they go up above $300. But like I said, these are good for AAA titles at 1080p gaming with a reasonable frame rate. Next, we have the 6600 XT, which is good for higher refresh rate 1080p gaming and some 1440p depending on the titles you want to play. In today's market, they're going for about $360, $390. Then it goes on up from that point and gets up above the $400 price point. But if you're looking for 1080p high refresh rate or 1440p entry level, this would be a good choice. Now, I'm not going to be looking at the 50 series, the 6050 series that came out lately, because I don't believe you should be buying one of those as long as you can still get these a little bit older but a little bit cheaper cards than them newest ones they came out with. Next up that I would recommend would be the 6700 XTs, which these is going to be more for 1440p gameplay. They're a little bit iffy on the AAA titles, a decent frame rate at 1440p, but you can still play them, just have to turn back the settings a little bit on them. But you can get them for about $480, $500. Looks like the lowest one is about $500 here, and they go up from that point. But that's pretty good prices compared to what we've seen here in the last couple of years or so. The next step up would be the 6800 XTs, which these are aimed at higher refresh rate 1440p gaming and some entry-level 4K gaming. Again, depending on the titles you want to play. But you're looking at almost $800 to $800 as entry level for the 6800 XT. And of course, the higher the video card, the better performance you can get out of it, but you're going to have to pay a little bit more for them. And then we have the big boy for AMD, which is the 6900 XT. You're looking at $900 to $1,000 for the 6900 XT, which is going to be good for your 4K gaming, even AAA titles. So that's going to pretty well wrap it up for the AMD GPUs and the prices we're going for in today's video at the time of filming. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what Nvidia graphics card is going for. Alright, here we are with the Nvidia pricing. We're starting out with the 3050. Looks like this is going to be good for your 1080p gaming entry level card. They're going for about $318, $330, $350, up to about $365, $370. This is kind of the entry level on the Nvidia side for the 1080p gamer. And if you're looking at, 1080p for some of the lighter titles or whatnot, this would be a good little choice for you. All right, guys. Next step up on the Nvidia side, we have the RTX 3060, which you can tell they're going for about $400, or a little better than $400 yet. Nvidia don't seem to have lowered the prices like AMD cards has. This is going to be good for even your AAA titles at 1080p. This will be a nice little card for that. Next one you have coming up would be the 3060 Ti, which would be the next step up, which is just a little bit more powerful than the 3060. I still feel that these are still aimed at 1080p, higher refresh rate gaming, and the AAA titles for 1080p. You're looking at $530, $550, $570, $590, up into the $600 range. Your next step up would be the 3070. This is getting up into the high refresh rate 1080p gaming and some entry-level 1440p gaming, depending on the titles that you're playing. But you're looking at about $620, $630, $640, and on up. But that is for the 1080p higher refresh rate or the entry-level 1440p. The next one up on Nvidia would be the 3070 Ti, which ain't much better than the 3070. And we can tell in today's market, they're going for roughly $700, $720, $730, $750. Like I mentioned, Nvidia prices hasn't dropped like AMD prices has been dropping. The next tier up, we have the 3080s, and they are showing 3080 12 gig cards and 10 gig cards. And so you definitely need to take consideration on this. These are going to be your 1440p gaming cards. It's going to be good for most titles at 1440p. You got the 12 gig here going for $810. You got the 10 gig going for $820. Another 10 gig going for $841. 12 gig going for $850. So that extra 2 gigs of VRAM, I'd recommend if you could pick up a 12 gig card. Looks like they're going for about the same price as the 10 gig cards is going for. So if you're going to be buying one of these, looking at one of these, maybe you should go ahead and get the 12 gig card, because it ain't going to cost you no more. You're going to have 2 extra gigs of VRAM on it. Next up, we have the 3080 Ti, which is a little bit better than the 3080, but not much. And these all have 12 gigs of VRAM. You're looking at, right now, they're still over $1,000. You're looking at $1,050 up to $1,100, so on and so forth, up to $1,200. These is a little bit better than the 3080. These are aimed at higher 1440p gameplay or the entry level of the 4K, depending on the titles that you want to play. Then you have the big boy, or what I consider the big boy for Nvidia. I don't consider the 3090 Ti because they're just way overly priced for no more performance than what you really get out of the 3090. So here we got the 3090, which would be your 4K. Even with AAA titles, you should be able to get decent frame rates. And today you're looking at about $1,550, almost $1,600. And of course they go up from there depending on which model you like to have. So you're looking at roughly $1,600 if you want to get a RTX 3090. So that's what the Nvidia GPU prices is looking like for the day of the filming. Now keep in mind, if you're looking at this in a week or so, prices are going to vary because GPU prices keep dropping. So if you actually look up some of the GPUs, you're going to see a difference in the price. Hopefully they're lower than what they are in this video. Should you buy now or should you wait? That's the big question on everybody's mind with the new GPUs coming out, new CPUs coming out, all that good happy stuff. And I think a lot of people got this wrong. I've heard a lot of people saying, once the new stuff comes out, it makes the current generation obsolete. And this just ain't true. If you buy a GPU today, it ain't going to perform worse in 6 months than what it does today. You're going to still have the same amount of performance to it within the games that you want to play. Just make sure you do your research. You buy the GPU for the titles and the frame rate and the resolution that you want to play at. Just because something new comes out don't mean the old stuff's going to be obsolete or they ain't going to be able to play your games that you want to play. They're just wrong on that. I believe when the new stuff comes out, I think AMD may even do this, but I really see Nvidia really focusing on doing this. It's going to be what's called a paper launch. They are going to put some inventory out, but there ain't going to be a whole lot of it. There's a couple of reasons for this. Number one, they have so many 3000 series cards on the shelves that they haven't been able to move. They're going to be wanting to move them. If they come out with the new stuff in abundance where there's a lot of inventory to buy up, they ain't going to be moving these older GPUs. And they ain't gonna be willing to take too much of a price cut on the older GPUs or the current gen stuff to be able to get them to move. They've showed this in the last 6 months or so. Well, AMD has really cut the prices, and Nvidia hasn't done so. So I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of inventory. Also, when the new stuff launches, it's going to be the high-end stuff. You're looking at the 4090, the 4080, the 4070. You're looking at the 7900, 7800, 7700 from AMD. If you ain't looking in the high-end, if you ain't looking to buy into the high-end stuff, you're looking up to 6 months to a year before the mid-range or the lower tier stuff starts coming out. So you're looking to wait another 12 months to 18 months to be able to get a mid-tier or lower-end video card if you ain't looking to buy in the high end. I believe the prices on the new stuff coming out with the performance leaks that we've been seeing, I think that they're going to be, I think the prices are going to be hiked up quite a bit on them. You have the used market we can look at, which is starting to get flooded with GPUs. But even the used GPUs, especially on the Nvidia side, they're just now getting down to the MSRP. And I don't believe you should be buying used cards unless you can get them for about half the price of what they're supposed to be selling for new. But that could also be an alternative route to you. Some people out there saying that you should buy these cards up just to teach Nvidia and AMD a lesson with the way they sold straight to the miners instead of catering to the gamers, because the gamers is who made them who they are today. And a lot of people's feeling that Nvidia and AMD's done them wrong by selling directly to the miners, which I'm not going to get into that too much in today's video, how I feel about that. But if you're gonna wait till the next gen comes out, you're never going to buy. Right now, with the way the prices is looking on GPUs and the other computer components as well, now would be a wonderful time to be building that gaming computer or upgrading your system. And if you're going to wait for the next gen, you'll always be waiting. Just because the 4000 series is coming out, they're already working on the 5000 series. AMD's already working on their 8000 series. You'll always be waiting. You got to pull that trigger sometime. And right now, I think with the way the prices are, like I said, even on the other components, I think right now is a wonderful time to be building a gaming computer. Leave it in the comments below if you disagree with me or if you agree with me. There's some links down in that description box that may interest you. Don't forget to do all that fun YouTube stuff on your way down to that comment section, that description box. You all have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video or live stream.